Hey everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my TV review for season 1 of Jessica Jones, which is the new Marvel Cinematic Universe Netflix show. This is a long awaited review. Well, it is for me, considering the Daredevil one I did was up around 4 days after the TV show came out. And I had 2 TV shows to binge watch, this one and The Man in the High Castle, which you can check out my review for in the link down below. But let's talk about Jessica Jones, because this is hands down one of my favourite TV shows of 2015.
He's back. He's coming for me.
Let's start now.
No!
Jessica, I'm the only one who matches you. And we're inevitable.
Oh my God. God didn't do this. The devil did. And I'm gonna find him.
So in the first half of this review I'm going to be talking non-spoilers, and then at the end I'm going to be talking about spoilers, because if you've seen the show you know that I need to talk about my feelings and spoilers about this show, because boom, mind blown, seriously. So Jessica Jones stars Krysten Ritter as a private investigator who has a serious alcohol problem called Jessica Jones, and a case is brought to her by the Schlottmans, whose daughter Hope has started acting weirdly and has disappeared, and she finds out that Hope is in the custody of a man she believed to be dead called Kilgrave, a man from her past. Knowing Kilgrave from her past is a very, very dangerous man, and Hope is basically bait for Jessica to go rescue her. Jessica decides to take on Hope's case and destroy Kilgrave once and for all. Now Jessica Jones is based in the same part of New York, Hell's Kitchen, that Daredevil is based on, but there aren't too many references to Daredevil or the Marvel Cinematic Universe in general. If you want to know all of the Easter eggs and references to the comics and everything Marvel, I suggest you go check out my friend Art's video, which I will leave a link to here. He picked out mostly all of the Easter eggs that can be found in the show and binge watched it way faster than I did, so go check out his video, because I'm not familiar with the Jessica Jones comics or most of the source material of Marvel in general. I just love the movies and the TV shows. As well as Jessica Jones, played by Krysten Ritter, and Kilgrave, played by David Tennant, who you all might know from Doctor Who, we also have a bunch of other characters in Jessica Jones. And one of the reasons I love this show so much is because there are so many different types of female characters and characters in general. The showrunner of Jessica Jones is Melissa Rosenberg, who did the Twilight movies, believe it or not, but it's great to have a female showrunner on a show with a main female protagonist, and she's the main kind of Marvel superhero that has now got an on-screen presence other than Agent Carter. She is the first kind of female superhero for Marvel to have her own show slash film. Jessica Jones in general is a very, very diverse character. She's strong as well as vulnerable as well as smart. She has PTSD, so she's got a very haunted background and past story, and she just gets a lot of development, and I love the way Krysten Ritter plays her. She does a fantastic job, gives her so many dimensions and layers, and I just love the fact that we have a leading female hero who has so many different layers. And yes, I love Jessica Jones as a character. I think she's great. So some of the other characters in Jessica Jones include Trish Walker, who is her adopted sister slash best friend. I absolutely love the relationship that Jessica and Trish have in this series. They're strong and they support each other. They're both very, very smart. They're very strong women. In this show, as a side character who is also getting his own show, is Luke Cage, who is a love interest and also someone with abilities with unbreakable skin, who Jessica meets at a bar. And I love his character as well. I just wish he was more in the series. Towards the middle. He's a lot in the series in the beginning and at the end, but he's missing from the middle, and I really like Luke Cage as a character. I think he is great. 2 other notable characters are Malcolm, who is Jessica's neighbour, who's a drug addict who helps her out in her investigations, and Hogarth, who is her friend as a lawyer, who also helps her out with her investigations. I wonder if she's a lawyer friend of Matt Murdock and Foggy Nelson. We have female characters, personal colour characters, LGBT characters. The characters in the show are just very compelling and engrossing to watch. And of course, what would any superhero-based show be without its main villain? We have Kilgrave, played by David Tennant. He is the man from the past that has given Jessica PTSD and sexually violated her, just done tons of shit to her, and he is a very, very evil villain. I think he might be the best on-screen villain that Marvel has had so far. I loved Kingpin and Fisk in Daredevil, he was very kind of universal and had so much power over everyone, but Kilgrave has mind control powers and him and Jessica have a past. And the way that the show portrays a personal conflict is so good. The intense dialogue and personal conflict and just characters in this show is enough to make up for the kind of lack of explosions and CGI. There are some badass action scenes in this show, I will not lie. They're badass, they're messy, they're realistic, I love them. Like the ones in Daredevil are very choreographed and look really good, but Jessica Jones just does not give a crap, and it just looks so messy but so badass. But the intense dialogue and inner conflict between Jessica Jones and Kilgrave is just as entertaining and just as engrossing as anything CGI filled. David Tennant did a really great job portraying and acting as Kilgrave. He's such a humane villain and you feel really sorry for him when you understand his backstory, because he's just very manipulative, controlling, as that's his power, and you can see the effect he has on Jessica. He's just very effective as a villain. And although Kilgrave doesn't have a lot of physical strength, he's definitely a lot smarter than Jessica in a lot of situations, so it's very cool seeing this kind of cat and mouse chase pan out. So the pilot of this TV show is incredibly strong. The ending just makes you want to keep pressing next episode and next episode and next episode. I was heartbroken the fact that I couldn't binge watch episode 1 to 13 in one day, because I would have done it and I would have loved to have done it, just because the ending of episode 1 is so strong, so intriguing and engrossing, and you just automatically get attached to Jessica Jones, and I think Krysten Ritter is just fantastic in this role. This show does not waste time with plot details and exposition and all that stuff you don't really need. It throws you into Hell's Kitchen and Jessica Jones's life, and within the first 20 minutes we discover that she's a badass and this show means business. There's a lot of sex, a lot of violence, a lot of mind control. It's dark, it's dirty, the cinematography is gorgeous, but it's just a very rustic and gritty show. First 4 episodes seriously get you hooked on this show. It's fast paced, even though there is some intense dialogue scenes, you're just really intrigued by Jessica's past and whoever Kilgrave is, because to begin with he's very seen and not heard, but he does have this certain power over everyone, even though we don't know a lot about him. From episode 5 to about 8 of the season it gets a little bit slower and kind of strays away from the plot of Hope Schlottman and her case against Kilgrave, but it is very intriguing and you just really want to learn more about Jessica and her powers, and the show lets you do that. It fits so much into 13 episodes. Before I wrap up the non-spoiler section of this video, would I recommend Jessica Jones? Yes. 10 out of 10 would recommend Jessica Jones. She's such a strong female character, so many layers. The villain is incredibly strong but humane and has such an interesting backstory and goes off onto all different tangents. I cannot wait for the possibilities of season 2, just because it doesn't necessarily leave you on a cliffhanger, but it leaves you with tons of questions and it leaves you open, so you can go in completely different directions with Jessica Jones. Krysten Ritter and David Tennant kill it in this show. Their acting is fantastic, the minor characters are great as well. It's also a funny show as well as being extremely dramatic, tackling subject matters you don't normally see in TV like sexual violence. It's dark, it's gritty, filmed very cinematically, the cinematography is gorgeous, the action is kind of lacking in places and the middle episodes are quite slower paced, and you do have to pay attention to this show, but honestly it's worth it for the first 4 episodes, and the last 4 episodes of this TV show are insanely good. Netflix are killing it with these Marvel shows. I cannot wait to see what they do with a Luke Cage and Iron Fist TV show. An epic win goes to Jessica Jones. Absolutely adored this TV show. So good. So let's talk spoilers on Jessica Jones. If you have watched the TV show, remain here. If you haven't, go watch it. It's so good. Anyway, spoiler talk. Let's just talk about the last 4 episodes in general. They were amazing. I was breathless, I was shocked, I was gasping at my laptop screen watching these scenes. It was just so dark and bloody and violent. Episode 9, aka Sin Bin, was so intense throughout. Those dialogue scenes just between Jessica and Kilgrave were just fantastic and incredible, and the way we see his background was just portrayed fantastically and so dark as well. Seeing an episode with Kilgrave in the containment area where Jessica was trying to provoke him to use his mind powers to get proof to free Hope was so intense. Just knowing his backstory, you do feel kind of bad for him because his parents used him as an experiment, and it was just so interesting to go into his backstory and with his parents as well. And it just showed another side to Kilgrave, I guess. I thought David Tennant did a fantastic job throughout the whole of the show. But Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is a fantastic character, and just the way that she thinks and the way that she is smart, but Kilgrave is that one step ahead of her. I mean, when she went to go live with Kilgrave in her childhood home, I thought that was just fantastic, and she knew exactly what she was doing, but also she kind of questioned her inner conflicts and her morals, and she does that a lot throughout the show. Even though she is very kind of cold-hearted towards certain characters, you can definitely see that her morals are in check. And when Trish got scared and broke the glass and they were all exposed to his mind powers, it's just so unpredictable in what's going to happen in the show next and who is going to be his next victim. And also episode 13, when we have a cameo from Claire in Daredevil with Luke Cage. I absolutely loved that Claire cameoed in this, and she said, you know, you're not my first superheroes, I'm used to this. Those final kind of moments of the show when Kilgrave was going to take Trish as his kind of own plaything, and he thought he had mind control over Jessica, but Jessica is that one step ahead, and she tells Trish she loves him, just snaps his neck. There was so much satisfaction watching her after all this time, after all the shit he put her through, just snap his neck. That's how much I hated Kilgrave as a villain. He was just fantastic, but just the anger and hatred towards him, it was just satisfying to watch. Another key episode that is going to stick on my mind for a while is episode 10, when they're all standing on the platform, the support group of Kilgrave's victims, standing on the platform ready for them to walk off if Kilgrave demands it, and Hope at the table. I was so sad to see Hope go after everything Jessica had done for her, and he commands her to stab herself, and they all walk off the platform to hang themselves. It was just such an intense scene and done so well. Episode 11 as well, I think it was called 1,000 Cuts, with Hogarth and Pam and Wendy. That was just insane. Although I didn't really connect with their characters as much as Trish and Jessica, that was just insane and bloody, and his mind control powers are very scary in that sense. And as I said, those 4 episodes at the end in particular were so unpredictable. I did not see any of that coming. I just thought, you know, Hope's gonna be free, it's all gonna be la-di-da. No, that is not the case. Really interested to see what they do with IGH and why they supplied Simpson with those pills. Simpson is a character I really don't trust. I really don't trust him with Trish, but I know she knows better, and why IGH paid for Jessica's medical bills. There's just this giant mystery, and I think they're going to go into that in season 2. Those were just some quick things I wanted to talk about. Spoilers, because those are the things that stick in my head the most shocking things in the show. And as I said, it definitely gets an epic win from me. I just really needed to express my feelings on those couple of episodes and those specific scenes. So I've talked a lot about Jessica Jones, but I want to know what your thoughts are on the show down below in the comments. And did you prefer Jessica Jones or Daredevil? And are you excited for Iron Fist and The Defenders and Luke Cage? Let me know. If you like this review, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing lots more TV reviews and movie reviews for you guys very soon. All my social media links, including my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and Letterboxd, will be down below in the description. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!